So we got some special guests that are going to be in the house in a few minutes.
Hold this.
People,
Hold this for a second.
Yeah, gotcha. Names, these characters. Zenyatta. Symmetra. We got Roadhog. And we got Mike. And we got John, everybody. John's right here. Thank you for your pity applause. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I'm Mike and this is John, and we're going to be co-moderating the Overwatch panel. We are definitely fans of the video game and played it much like you guys have, and very excited to meet the voices behind the game. So yeah, let's see. We have a couple cosplayers. I see. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got May up here in the front. Two different Mays. And then who else we got? We got somebody in the back. I got another May. Another recruit right here in the front. Reapers. But yeah. So wow, this is getting packed. This is a full house. I'm so surprised.
I think there's some like more room over there. If you guys want to stand over there.
Got more standing room. More standing room.
Any empty seats next to you guys?
$20, standing room only.
What a bargain!
But let's see. Show of hands. Who plays as Zenyatta? Wow, really?
I like juggling. I like juggling.
Okay, who plays as Roadhog? I mean, how many after they nerfed his hook? I saw some hands go down. Any Symmetra fans?
Yeah.
It's just a hard character, but I've seen some people that just like absolutely wrecked with her. Like if you just get like the right.
You gotta play Ooga Booga.
Yeah, but then if you got like a good support for her, she can just wreck your entire team.
She can take on the entire team.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like I was just watching somebody else's video the other day, and I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't even know you could do that with that character. I mean, every time I always like end up like having to play her, like when it's random, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this character. But I'm usually mostly Diva main. Diva mains. Woo! I heard some boos. But yeah, Zenyatta's my second. I like Zenyatta. I don't know. He's just a really cool character.
Thanks for holding it.
Definitely one of the things I'm interested in asking the voice actors once they get up here. Like, there's a lot of lore that they still haven't, expanded on, and I think that especially us, the fans, we know it and we want to see it. I want to see some of these events that they keep talking about that we've never actually seen take place. I got a question.
I was going to say that they know more than they tell. Like they were talking to 76VA and like hinted at it at BlizzCon, but they definitely know more.
Yeah, like I feel like they have to. They probably given some indication I want to know how I mean we know that eventually Junkrat and Roadhog get together, but then we never find out how exactly why, and then like they say that Roadhog is like this ruthless killer, and I was like, I really don't believe that. Like I mean, but same thing with Symmetra. Like there's a lot that's like unknown about her backstory, about her being Were we getting close to you?
Yeah, we're just invading each other's personal spaces.
All right, so we're just filling time here. Until we get our. Oh my God! Look who it is! We have Symmetra.
Look, we get a sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm so short I can't reach the ground.
Oh, that's what they are.
Hi guys.
Hey, hello.
Before we start, I'm gonna be that total dork.
Hello.
Video going this way.
Instagram.
Everybody.
Get on that gram.
I'm really bad at technology. It's funny since I played the Metal Gear Solid. Here we go. One.
Hype train activate! Yeah!
Thank you.
Do it for the gram.
But thank you very much for being here, and I'm sure everybody's excited to have you guys here and to enjoy in our celebration of the fandom of Overwatch. So let's go ahead and go down the line. We have here with us Mr. Josh Petersdorf, who is the voice of Roadhog, everybody. And then, of course, we have the lovely and talented. I'm afraid I'm a bit butcher your name.
I'm gonna say it for you,
Okay.
just to save you that.
Okay.
I'm Anjali Bhimani.
Anjali, I was literally practicing that all day. I was looking it up on Google. I didn't do a couple of translators.
Feel your pain. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Similarly, I'll take this.
Okay.
Fyodor Chin.
Fyodor Chin.
They spelled your name wrong.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. But yeah, most folks call me Fido.
Yeah.
Please feel free.
So, thank you guys for coming out, and thank you for joining us here in this panel here in Ontario. And I mean, look at this crowd. Like I was not prepared for this. We had a pretty good showing the first panel we did earlier, but this is crazy. There are people still trying to get in. I could see from the hallway. I mean, what have you guys? I mean, especially you, Josh. I know you play Twitch.
I do.
Yeah, and is Roadhog your name?
Roadhog and Farah on my base. I'm trying to talk. I keep, they don't email me back, but I want the rocket pack.
It's only fair.
But I was looking up you guys and seeing that you've done some work, especially I think it was Anjali and I think it was Josh. Did you guys do soap opera work?
She has done something.
Soap opera work?
Very, very little soap opera work. Most of my work is in TV and theater, yeah.
But then it was a Theo, right?
I was on the Bold and Beautiful.
Yes.
Look at him, he's bold and he's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's going from that. I mean, it definitely you guys look them up and you see that they're their acting credits, and then going over to being into thrown into this fandom. Like, what is that like in terms of the experience that's gone from?
I mean, it's awesome, is the short story. But what's really been special about it is that the gaming community, and particularly the Overwatch community, is so embracing. It's been so inclusive, it's been so positive. The creativity that the fandom and I hate saying fandom, the creativity the community has brought forward is mind-blowing. The fan art, the stories, everything, the amount of support that comes from this community our way, it's not only mind-blowing, it's really humbling. And I don't mean that in like a blowing sunshine up your one. But I mean, it's true. I don't think in any of my experiences with anything, with Broadway, with television, film, with anything, has it been something that is this inclusive and this positive, where anything negative that comes out kind of gets swallowed up by the positive whole. And that to me is kind of what the vision of the game is. Blizzard keeps talking about they want it to be a world worth fighting for, a hopeful world, where everybody sees themselves in the game, and the community surrounding it really depicts that right back to us.
I just want to say you're embracing this. Your avatar on Twitter, you have the visor, Symmetra's visor.
That's a gift. I have it over there at our table. I love that thing.
And I just love your support for the community. I just was watching this video of you just seeing this Reinhardt cosplayer, and you're going up to him, trying to give him a hug. He's like a big dude.
He was a big dude, but I'm also a really little person, so that was a little awkward for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, so out of all that, Overwatch, because you've done other shows like Modern Family and all that, but this takes the cake.
Like I said, I've never experienced a community like this.
I'll piggyback on that.
Yeah, exactly. Go for it.
Everyone's been so amazing, and we all share this wonderful world together. And I think that one of the greatest successes of Overwatch is that Blizzard has kind of set the blueprints out, and then they let the fans kind of just play. It's a big sandbox, We all are amazed and constantly blown away by the amazing support and love that all you guys have for us. And so that, I always feel at home when I'm at these things.
How about you?
I think what's so fantastic about the game is that the characters and the cast are so diverse, and I think that everyone can find a character that speaks to them and that they can relate to, and I think that's why you have a beautiful rainbow of people like this out here, and it's terrific. It's fantastic.
So I'm going to go off a question that was actually asked earlier. How much do you guys know about, as far as the lore? Because there's, especially you guys, 3 characters, there's still a lot to be explored, or at least you guys haven't had your own individual shorts yet. So I feel like there's a lot that's still, especially thinking about Roadhog, he's got a pretty tragic past.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, he's labeled as a psychopathic murderer on the bio, but they never see this.
Lex Pachimares and him and Junkrat discuss, quantum theories.
But I think that's a great part about it, is it keeps you guessing. And they haven't developed a lot of the backstory, and the cool part is it's still there. Like, his character has created itself, and with all these amazing characters, I feel like they're constantly developing. And yeah, we haven't seen an animated short for some of us. I think the Omnic in the Widowmaker short gets murdered.
Right.
So that was not But I'm looking forward to what the future holds. Absolutely.
Right, and especially for Symmetra, like she's got such an interesting story too. Like you really don't know how she came into her powers, but then you know that she was kind of you don't know if she was actually kidnapped or if she just went willingly into the corporation and just kind of completely devoted herself to learning how to use this hard light. And then that's something that's kind of left up in the air, so you really don't know her story, like what happened to her family, did she ever see her family, and then she just becomes fully entrenched and fully, dedicated to this, power, and then becomes this crazy architect, and is the reason why, they have this new city, and, but, there is definitely something there that has yet to be explored, especially for fans that know the lore.
Absolutely, but this is also piggybacking on what Josh said. What's so beautiful about it is that there is room for creation in your minds, and I suspect, I'm not an official Blizzard spokesperson, so I can't say for sure, but I suspect that that's part of why they are parsing out what they define, because what you guys come back with creatively is so tremendous and so interesting, and there are so many ideas of what could happen. When people will ask, oh, who do you ship with Cement? I'm like, I don't want to tell you. This is your world, you're creating it, That's what's so exciting about this. When you have this blank canvas, or just little drops of paint on that blank canvas, then you can play with it. And that stimulates our creativity as human beings way more than if we told you everything, right?
Right.
That's why they don't tell us everything.
Same kind of question to the especially your character has such a interesting story. Not just his own story, but then he has an impact on Genji's story too.
Right. Apparently he is my protege of sorts, right? But I think to me what struck me when we started initially working on Zenyatta was that notion of wanting to be more human, and I think that's very relatable. I was thinking about characters like Data from Star Trek or Mr. Spock, even just this desire to find his own humanity. I think a lot of us can kind of relate to.
Yeah, so I think that's something fans would definitely want to see that. They want to see how Genji and Zenyatta, he helped him through that difficult time, and I want to see it on screen. Can we get an Overwatch film or a series? I just want to see.
It works for Warcraft. I would agree.
Go for it. We're all for it.
So is there things that that we the fans don't know in terms of content?
Well, I mean, the new event that just happened, the Uprising event, I was actually the voice of one of the Devastator units. You hear the scream. Right? Usually when future events, they obviously will call the whole cast in ahead of time. So we knew a little bit ahead of time, but honestly, it's not like we do know a lot in advance, unfortunately. They are very top secret over there.
And smart.
Yeah. And Jeff goes to Starbucks and gets his name misspelled.
I like this.
No, but they keep us relatively in the dark, and probably wisely, precisely because of situations like this, where people will ask questions from I honestly don't know, and it's a little safer than it if I did know, or any of us knew. But occasionally we will come in to record stuff in advance of an event, but sometimes it'll be so far in advance that like I forget that there's an event coming, because I'm old and I forget things. But yeah, I think we are all pretty much learning about a lot about these characters as you guys are, and which is really exciting.
It is.
They like to surprise you. I think they want to keep the surprises coming.
And go ahead.
Oh, I think when I did a session, I can't say when, but I made the mistake of tweeting about it and got told immediately, take that down. So, yeah, so if someone else is sitting here next year, then they'll be surprised.
So I know that Overwatch it's a game, it's a multiplayer game, not a lot of, there's some dialogue. And your projects, other projects might have way more dialogue. So doing less dialogue for a game like Overwatch, but yet the fandom is great, like how does that feel?
I think it feels it's not as much like talky as like a Mass Effect game or like Witcher 3, but I think we have an amazing casting director, Andrea Toyas. Shout out Andrea, who is such a positive force in the booth. And anytime you're in there with her or any of her crew, Patrick Seitz or any of these, Michael Chu or anyone who's part of the Blizzard team, we are in the show. They are there to help to be so positive, and so anytime we go in, I think all of us, there were multiple sessions in the beginning for each character, and I'll never forget the first one. The first line I did was, "I'm a one-man apocalypse."
Yes.
And we did it a bunch, and then from there I was like, okay, we're already working, and then it was just piece by piece by piece. And what's fun is when you come back to these characters, we know what they sound like. So.
Yes, now that's enjoyable. That's really fun. Yeah, and even though we're not necessarily having dialogue with each other, because Andrea and Michael and whomever are there helping us and letting us know what the situation is, you do feel like you are connecting with someone. It's not necessarily like you're speaking into a vacuum. So, so you're creating on the fly, and you're creating all sorts of options for them to work with, but at the same time, it's not like you're in this black box and there's no one there with you.
To know that the fans have taken so well to the work that we've done feels great, and we thank all of you for that. So thank you.
Yay!
And I was just watching your Twitch stuff. I want to talk about this new game you're playing. Was it
PlayerUnknown Battleground?
Yes.
Yeah, like Glitch World.
Yeah, can you tell us more about that?
PlayerUnknown Battleground, if you're familiar, it's like H1Z1, so it's kind of a battle royale, king of the kill. 100 people get dropped into a map, and it's one kill, and then you're done. It's been a really fun game to play with with friends, and I do like to stream, but I don't like only streaming Overwatch because I like it to be special. And I did a show last week with the Lava Show, which I think some of you, the other castmates, Matt Mercer and Darren Paul, were on, which is Robbie Draymond, Max Middleton, and Ray, who are Final Fantasy 15 Noctis Buffalo. That was totally a fanboy moment for me. And so I love streaming Overwatch and PlayerUnknown Battleground. I'm digging that.
I'm digging your screen name.
Optimus Prime.
Tell us a little bit about
There's a
that.
giant Optimus Prime wandering around here. He is awesome, by the way. Shout out to Prime and Real Bots out here.
Oh yeah,
Don't you also dress up as him? Yes.
Without revealing too much of the old studio. I do have the blessed opportunity. I play Optimus Prime and Megatron at Universal Studios Hollywood. So come see us.
Oh, interesting.
Optimus may start asking you about the apocalypse.
I just imagine a little kid just going, "Excuse me, are you Roadhog?" in your Megatron outfit. It's like, yes.
Silence to Satan.
My voice to do that. That voice came out of my body. I don't want that name.
A lot of whiskey and cigarettes.
He's awesome.
I want to see that. Just you guys doing each other's voices.
Oh, well, we
Test it out.
When I do videos like that, we tried it. There's a reason we're all doing the parts that we're actually doing.
I can imagine.
I tried to do Darren and Tom Margot. I just can't do it. I don't think
I can't come close. Everyone is so amazing on this cast that I am I think all of us speak, that when we sit next to each other and we see each other at cons, it's like an old friend. Everyone's so cool, and I think the work that both Theo and Angeli and the whole cast have done is amazing. And I am just blessed to be thrown in that name with everyone and honored to be here with you guys.
We'll pay you later.
I get paid.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I remember when I think I read for Hanzo and Genji.
That's interesting.
They're like, well, no, you're too robotic.
But outside of Overwatch, prior to the pandemonium that this game has become, this fandom that's come along with it, were you guys ever like fans of video games before, or like anything like remote learning? Like, what can you say, like, say from the? Wow.
Super fans of Superstar. We're like,
Oh, PC Master Race. I was always a gamer. I grew up on Final Fantasy III and Chrono Trigger. You know what I'm saying? JRPG fan. That's what I grew up on. And I played World of Warcraft. I did. And then because of my wonderful opportunities at Blizzard, I was able to be in that game also. And I'm the class hall leader of the Paladins, Maxwell Tyrosis, and Demon Hunter J. So I've always been a gamer. Yeah. Did you play Nintendo or like?
because I'm that old. I actually, when I was really young, I was gonna say really small, but I'm still really small. When I was really young, I played D&D, like straight up role playing. That game is so good for people. It teaches you so many things. It teaches you critical thinking. You have to do so much reading. I'm on the 4th grade spelling bee because no one else knew how to spell vengeance. It teaches you so much creativity. So I played that all the way through high school, and then that was kind of the advent of computers. And so then I started playing role-playing games. I played D&D on the PC and started playing like Baldur's Gate and Shadows of Mountain and all that business. And then I took it all off of my computer so that I could be functional and actually get things done in my day. And when the console games came around and the first-person shooters came around, I was like, I am not coordinated enough for this magic. So I just came back to it with this game, and now I'm like, what is this thing? My hands can't make this do things. Like I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm trying really hard.
Aww.
To her credit, Symmetra just got to push that trigger on the gun.
And I still can't play her without walking off a cliff to my death.
My parents never got me an Atari
Just let it out here. You're in a safe space.
Admit it, you were Harry Potter and you were stuck under the closet the whole time.
But I have an Xbox, and I played in a while, but I used to play a lot of Halo. A couple of times, like when I'm behind somebody, and smack. I like that. But yeah, I'm a bit of a button masher myself, so I'll be perfectly honest with you. I have not gotten the chance to play Overwatch.
We're gonna fix that.
Right now, I'm very difficult to master. But it sounds like strategy-wise, he kind of hangs back and just like, and I figure that's what I would actually do in real life.
You are.
You guys go ahead.
Come here.
Feel you from afar. Experience tranquility though.
Just keep passing that iris. Go ahead.
Nonchalant on
So I was doing some research into you guys while preparing for this panel, and I didn't realize somebody here was from OC.
Why, yes, she was.
Yes, she is. From Foothills.
Foothill High, go
Foothill High. Is anybody from Foothill High? There we go. Right here. Santa Ana? Anybody Santa Ana? No. Okay.
Oh.
That's really okay.
That's close enough. But I was interested in that. Actually, both me and John were really interested in that. Both of your parents were doctors.
Indeed, they were.
And then that's, I don't know why that seems shocking to us, because for you to go into acting, it just seems like such a leap. I don't know.
Well, there are two ways to answer that question, or several ways. But thing number one is my parents were also rather unconventional humans in that they met acting in medical school.
Oh, what?
I know. In their copious free time as medical students. My dad was the leading man in this intercollegiate drama troupe, and they were looking for a woman to play opposite him, and he kept vetoing everybody, and his director got mad, and he said, okay, the next woman walks down those stairs, I pick her, and if she speaks our language, we'll do it. And that's my mom, and she was like, I think about doing your show, and no one had ever rebuffed him like that, and that was the beginning of the magic. So they always had an appreciation for the arts, and I think stereotypically, but not necessarily in our generation, which is nice, stereotypically, people of Indian descent generally have gone into careers like medicine or IT or whatever. And now, now with more generations moving over here, I think people are having the freedom to branch out. Also because we have so much more representation of different ethnicities in entertainment and in gaming, just this game alone. So there are definitely more opportunities. And Bollywood is like the biggest motion picture industry ever.
Yeah.
So, how Valley Girls, in like, whatever. That was a coherent sentence, like, whatever, in like ever, oh my god. So, it might sound unconventional, but I think it's definitely something that we're seeing more and more of. And my parents were just like, do whatever you want to do, just, be good at it and pay your own bills. So, and I'm, at least I'm paying my own bills, no thank you.
Real?
Yes.
You're in a little movie called La La Land. not the one you guys know of. I want to talk about the other La La Land. Do you remember that, or?
Yeah. I think that was a television short. Yeah, but similarly named, and also did not win Best Picture.
How did it feel like just watching La La Land with Ryan Gosling just taking over? It's like, oh, that could have been me.
That was very upsetting. Yeah, that was great. I could have gone either way. Quite frankly, they're both Moonlight and La La Land. Fantastic films. Very deserving.
We are all SAG-AFTRA, by the way, so stand united with us, absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Performance.
I think it's a good time to open up for fan questions. Oh, May's got a question. It's gonna be May.
I was just wondering, what part of your character do you see, or what am I trying to say? What do you see in yourself in these characters that you play?
I'm always the person fixing pictures on the wall. I recognize myself doing that no less than 10 times in the last 2 days, just walking in somewhere and going, how can she have not fixed that? So bad.
I live like a pig.
I would like to be more calm and centered. I'm not quite that in order. So actually, when I do go in for sessions, it is nice for like an hour or so just to be relaxed and just let that
Ethereal vibes.
the serenity take over. So yeah, I would strive to be more.
Right over there.
How were you guys approached by Blizzard when getting your role?
I got the role through my agent. I'm with Solid Talent. My agent, Michaela Stalatovich, now Michaela Hicks, amazing woman. Has always taken care of me. And I'd gotten with the agency about a year prior, and the audition went out. And I think the only thing I knew that gave it away is I was a gamer, and it said Blizzard in the title, and that was it. And it was a picture of the Butcher from Diablo 3, and it said, "This is not the final artwork. We don't want them to make pig sounds. Show us what you got." So I did it, and I didn't hear anything for like 8 or 9 months. It was a while, and then literally, because I didn't have a big rapport. My resume wasn't really I had improv performance and performance history and recording history